Hello lovely people, I'm Debs. Welcome back to my channel, The Creative Book Shack. It's the fourth day of the hashtag ABC April 2026 challenge hosted by Margaret at Seven Plaza and Toni at Crafty by Toni. And D is the fourth letter of the alphabet. I have decided I am going to do double doily. I want to make these into a pocket to go into this book. I want them to look quite delicate, but I want them to be functional. So I have two sizes of just white paper doily, and I actually only want a quarter of each. I'm not going to double them up because you lose the lace effect at the top. So I am just going to cut them with my scissors. So we'll cut that one up the middle like that. I want this shiny side to the front. I think I'm going to have them on a right hand page, although I haven't actually looked yet. So I'm going to cut those up there. That's my first piece. They can be used for something else. And the second piece. Now I've got to be a bit careful with this one. I don't need to fold it twice, I don't think. It's not been brilliantly die cut. And so there are several parts of this where the paper is still stuck in. I'm going to want a piece where all the little holes that are meant to be holes are actually holes. Yeah, that doesn't look too bad now. So let's cut that across there and across there and take those ones over there. There's not as much difference in size. So maybe instead of doing a double pocket, perhaps we do a triple pocket. How about putting another one there so it all looks lacy? We could do that, but we'll see. I don't want to overdo it. I have found here some vellum. I don't know if you've noticed on my videos, I consistently call vellum acetate. I apologise. I noticed the other day. I want my pockets to be functional, and the problem with doilies is you catch things on all the lacy bits. So what I want to do is put that onto that pink vellum, but I also want a little bit of colour on here. So I'm going to gently, let's do it on that bit, I'm going to gently, using a brush, put some spun sugar on here. Now this is not making any difference at all at the moment. This is slightly textured, so I'm hoping, oh there we go, I'm hoping just to get the colour to highlight some of the texture. And then I'll probably go over the edges. What I don't want to do is rip it in the process. So Now, I could have done this after I'd stuck it to the vellum, but then you run the risk of getting loads of it in the holes, and I don't actually want that. So, see, there's a very gentle effect on there. It's not too much at all. And then I'm just going to go around the edges. Like that. Right, let's do this other one. See, there is a difference. It's just very... You probably can't see it, actually, because of the light. But there's a very slight difference. I'm trying to do subtle in this. It's like a shabby chic journal. And I'm trying to do subtle rather than full-on grunge, which is what I normally go for. Nice pastel colours and nothing too in your face. This just takes the white off as well. I don't want it to be really white. But I don't want it to be really colourful either. Okay. So now, I think I've finished with that for the time being. Now, I'm going to move this lot out of the way, and I am going to attach this to this very slightly pink vellum. And I'm happier with the colour now. Yeah. So, let's see if I can go for the glue stick without destroying this. Now, I don't mind if the doily isn't stuck down on the lacy cutout bit, as long as it's stuck down on the sides. And I don't want to risk destroying it with my heavy-handedness. So we're going to stick that down there like that. And the only reason I'm doing this is so I can get things into and out of the pockets without catching the doily. So that's the first one. That's the pink side. That's the white side. There's the glue stick. How's everyone's Easter going? I hope you're having a lovely weekend, doing something fun, spending it with family and friends or whatever you want to do. We've had a good weekend so far. Like I said, yesterday was a lovely husband's 60th birthday, so we had friends round, we had a barbecue. It didn't rain on us. Any barbecue that we have where it doesn't rain on us, I count as successful. But no, we had a nice time. It was predicted to rain all afternoon, but actually it didn't do that thing. Okay, that's a bit sticky on the outside, but it won't be soon. Okay. Move that out of the way. Then I'm going to cut this excess off here because I don't want that. And then I'm just going to trim around the outside of these. It's just reinforcement really, this vellum. But also I quite like the idea of not being able to see through to whatever page I put it on too harshly. What have I got here? Okay. We'll just wiggle in and out of this like that. And down there. Take those out of the way. Out of the way. Okay. And that will go on there. And you can see that the pink vellum is picking, well, you might not be able to see, is picking up more pink from behind it. I think what I shall do is not to glue the edges, is just, in fact, let's use that dauber that's got a bit of, that's probably barn door on there. And yeah, just go over the edges a bit with something slightly darker. Okay. Again, it's not in your face. It's just slightly darker than the rest of it. And it's easier to do now because it's got the vellum stuck on the back of it. Okay. Now, here is the Shabby Chic journal. And I would like a page. Ooh, maybe that page. That is pinkish. And I think that would look quite pretty on there. So the first thing I'm going to do is prop that up out of the way, because so far I have managed not to spill anything on it, and I'd rather like that to continue. So let's get some wet glue. In fact, let's get slightly stronger wet glue. And let's, is there any in here? Just, this is getting to the end, I feel. Let's just put that down both the sides there. Take this and stick it to the other one. There's a bit of an overlap, but that is actually fine because I can cut it off. Yeah. There we go. Now, I want that to go on there. I'm going to have a very slight excess there, so I'm going to cut it off now because it's going to be easier. Does that fit properly? Pretty much. So we'll take the glue again. and we'll run it down the two straight sides. Then we will take it. I'm not sticking it right into the fold, but I do want it right to the bottom. You can see how non-straight my cutting is. Yeah, really non-straight. So let's just trim that off. Put a bit of pressure on the seams. Now I want to be able to get things in and out of this quite easily without it sticking. Hopefully that's going to work. I've got a few flowers to go on here as well. These are stickers. Do I want them on there? I think I might do. What about that one? Yeah, I think I prefer those two. So we'll take this one first. These stickers are really quite sticky, so I'm not going to bother to put more glue on them. I'm just going to make sure that they're burnished down quite heavily. And then this one I'm going to put over the top there. Push that down, turn it round and just snip those off. And there is my delicate double doily pocket. I don't know whether I've got anything to put in it at the moment, but just to check that it works. These cats are not staying in this journal. These cats are destined for a whimsical journal, but I just want to check that I haven't stuck things down. I will probably put something lacy in there actually. But there we go. Letter D, double doily pocket, a delicate double doily pocket. Thanks to Margaret and Toni for hosting this fab challenge. It's really making me think actually. And thank you to you guys for stopping by. It's always lovely to see you. Bye for now.